Apple Vision Pro is one of the most magical and amazing devices ever to release. And I've been in spatial computing for nearly a decade, working with brands like Meta, Pico, and so many more. So why do I think that this device is so amazing? And why does the tech journalist realms seem to think this product is dead? And I'm going to tell you why it's going absolutely nowhere and the reasons behind it. Welcome back to A Vision Experiment with me, Ty, talking everything Apple Vision Pro, spatial computing, and so much more. And yes, it sounded a little bit doom and gloom, but it's absolutely not. This video is for people who are Vision Pro owners and for people who aren't, people who are considering this pretty hefty purchase, and why tech journalism right now is getting so lazy that it may put you off even considering this product altogether. So we did a video a couple of months ago talking about should you buy Apple Vision Pro in 2026, and one of the most important parts of that video was understanding where Vision Pro is now to when it launched back in early 2024. One of the key things as well to understand about Vision Pro's availability is that it's only available in 12 territories across the world. So there's a massive amount of places all across the world that doesn't have access to this device. And there's got to be a really good reason for that. And I personally think that obviously Apple understands that this product is a niche product. It's a niche category. It's extremely early technology to be bringing to market right now when there's so many other things on the horizon that are taking more time to blossom and grow into what is going to be a strong consumer product. Things like these X-Real glasses, you know, these are pretty much being touted everywhere as an amazing device that you can use and have a large screen and take them away with you in a case the size of just traditional glasses cases. You know, it's tiny. You haven't got to put it in a huge box. You haven't got to take it away, and it's really heavy. It's super portable, but it does have their drawbacks. Now, I've been using these. These are pretty cool. These are the X-Real 1 Pros, and trust me, I am not an informed person when it comes to utilizing the many different types of technologies that are out there for offering you experiences in this space, in XR, in spatial computing. I keep myself abreast of it. These are the Halliday glasses. These are the AI smart glasses. These don't have cameras. These are very much more about giving you information where you need it through a tiny little display, a little retina display in the glasses frames. And we've obviously got lots of other brands like Even Realities, we've got Meta displays, we've got Meta Ray-Bans and Meta Oakleys that all do different things that are far more, let's just say, discreet to where a smart device is that used to be like dumb devices. This product is a very different prospect, and so are VR and MR headsets in general. I have a strong belief that these do not sit in the same category as those types of devices. Those types of devices, particularly things like these and smart rings and smart glasses, or AI glasses, if we're going to talk about those, they are things that very much look like things that exist in the real world already, but they are discrete, smarter devices. They do have their drawbacks. They aren't going to offer you the same type of media capabilities that a headset can offer, and a headset being far larger and more cumbersome is something that many people don't want to wear in public. And it's understandable. Why would you want to be in big, massive, what looks like ski goggles whilst you're sat on a train or on a plane? But if you go and watch my Should You Buy in 26 video, you'll see some of the reasons why I think it's worth doing. So let's move on to what the big story is right now about Apple Vision Pro and why people are talking about Apple Vision Pro again, and maybe not in the best light. If you're enjoying this video so far, even though it is a little bit of a rant from me, please hit the like button and subscribe. It's really easy to do. and it really helps grow the channel. I'm looking to get to 5,000 subscribers really soon, and also I do some giveaways, and I'll be talking about the one that I launched in April at the back end of this video, so keep watching. MacRumors recently released an article and then a subsequent video talking about how Apple Vision Pro is being wound down.
The Apple Vision Pro is on ice, or worse, it's dead. And we need to have a real conversation about the Vision Pro, because honestly, the picture around this device right now is pretty grim.
And a lot of the departments within Apple are being disbanded and moved to different projects. Apple's a huge company. They have incredibly talented people that work for them, and the resources that they have sometimes need to be utilized in other places. Mike Rockwell, who's one of the heads of Vision Pro, when Alan Dye moved, went to go and work in other project areas. But there's no doubt that the Vision Pro department continues to still work and churn in the background. Just because large pools of people are being moved to other things doesn't mean that this development for Vision Pro's future and the Vision line of headsets has completely stopped. We had Mark Gurman come out, who is a Bloomberg tech reporter, talking about confirming certain things about the MacRumors articles and videos, but understanding that Mark Gurman is a tech journalist for Bloomberg and has to make articles and has to put out content. Otherwise, he's not doing his job. And so he can only sort of utilize what contacts he has within Apple and other brands to confirm or deny other claims from other places. I don't always take necessarily his word or a lot of the tech journalists' words for granted, because one of the key elements of their jobs is to review many products. And they have to be able to give you honest information about those products, but how much time do they really spend in those products if it's Vision Pro or using those products? Do they speak to the users of something like Vision Pro and the community involved with Vision Pro? Do they live and breathe it day in, day out for months and months and months like I do? I've come to the conclusion, no, they don't. They do not do that because maybe it's not time efficient, maybe it's not something that they have the opportunity to do. They may just themselves not like the product. So why would you want to live and breathe it if you don't like it? Why would you want to wear this device that maybe for you is too heavy? You feel like it's maybe, as an opinion, too expensive to recommend. You don't have enough applications and the App Store isn't that mature. And when you've got content to make, you want to be reporting on products that have got a lot to offer to the audience you're portraying that to. So it's understandable that you're going to cover more about MacBooks, and you're going to cover more about iPhone and iPad and Apple Watch, because so many more users are using them, so many more people will read your articles about them. Vision Pro is a niche product. It's something that Apple should have really made a dev product, but they just don't do it. And how excited they are about every single product they bring to market and how they have to promote that to the broader public is pretty standard practice for Apple in general. So when they launched this, they had to give it this big fanfare, big song and dance about how amazing it is. And obviously they did a light refresh at the end of last year, but not with that big, huge fanfare, not with a huge product launch and unveiling. It was a very silent, low-key thing. That gave me a lot of insight into Apple's feelings about Vision Pro right now. They did the early press, they made everybody aware of it. It's kind of just standard fare that they have to do that with a new product. But the key to this product is time. Vision Pro may, behind the scenes, be having a bit of a pause in terms of what they're doing with it right now. But don't deny that this product is not magical. It is incredible. If you've never tried it, you really should. If you're thinking about buying one and you have a use for it, buy one. It's simple as that. You wouldn't go and buy a MacBook Pro if all you're doing is word processing and doing spreadsheets. it would be stupid to do that. You'd probably look at something more like a MacBook Air or even now the MacBook Neo. If you need something that's a little bit more labor capable, you would pick the right tool for the job. I feel like a lot of people who are big Apple fans probably may, at the start of Vision Pro's kind of marketing, got sucked into the idea of buying this type of product and not really knowing what they would do with it. And in truth, I don't think Apple really did the best job of explaining what you could do with it in a way that would be useful every day. So this video is sponsored by NordVPN, and the reason why I love NordVPN is because they support my channel. And that's the most important thing really, is to be honest and open with you guys that this is a sponsored video, but I do love using NordVPN because it gives me the safety and security when I'm on the web to make sure that my stuff is secure. When I'm using this on a plane, when I'm using this at the airport, or I'm using it in a coffee shop, I know that both my Apple Vision Pro and my Mac and all of my data is secure using a VPN, and NordVPN is one of the best ones out there. You want to make sure that you're safe online. You can't do better than them. And because they support me and because you guys support me, it's the reason why I don't mind telling you about their services. So head over to the link in the description down below, go and check out NordVPN today, and let's carry on with the video. Key features. Mac Virtual Display probably being one of the biggest and best ones. You want to buy yourself a huge monitor that you can't take anywhere. It's still going to cost you thousands of pounds. So at minimum, maybe like something that's of a real high quality with a 5K display and has accurate color, you're looking at maybe around £2,000. Well, you're almost the way there to Vision Pro by then, and you can move this display anywhere you want. It may not be full 5K, but it's absolutely usable. And the only thing that would probably be a deterrent is how long you could probably wear the device for if you don't like its weight. I don't find it a problem, literally ever. And I think that we will find that there are designs already in Cupertino of what this will be like as a future device that likely will be lighter, likely will be cheaper, or at least there'll be a non-pro version that will give us those options. There's no point even thinking about bringing minor incremental updates to Vision Pro in 26, maybe even not in 27 with the M5 chip, until we get something that is a bit of a refresh, an overhaul to a Vision Pro 2. Something that maybe supersedes the resolution that this outputs so that the next non-pro version still has the quality and ability to deliver what Vision Pro Original can do, but at a cheaper, better, more accessible price with a much more clearer understanding of how this product was perceived by the public and by users, and has had some great refinements. And that's going to take time. You can watch many videos online of some of the Apple hierarchy, including our soon-to-be CEO, John Turnus, talking about how you brought a product from the future and brought it into the present. It's such a strong piece of information from internal Apple senior management.
Very much in the early innings of spatial computing. We are super excited about it. I mean, the Vision Pro is an extraordinary product. As Joe said, it's like we reached into the future and pulled it into the present. And it's continuing to, like, people are continuing to find exciting new use cases for it. There's a lot of compelling stuff in enterprise, in medicine and other things, and that's going to continue to grow. It's fun. We're at the beginning of the journey.
And as John just said, and as we've said, right, we're reaching to the future with a product called the Vision Pro. Can't give you a timeline for, when spatial becomes, anything else, but, it's an inevitability, right, of digital and physical worlds coming together.
That it says that they understand that this product is not really right now a viable thing for everyone. And I think that that is a very true statement. If you're in the community of Apple Vision Pro users, you'll fully understand that this is an amazing product and that you know a lot of the things that are happening behind the scenes with Vision Pro that many people don't. And this tech journalism laziness is one of the reasons that I can kind of make this type of video. The rebuttal kind of to a lot of the comments that I think were put on the article for MacRumors was forgetting about a lot of the external investment that a lot of people are doing. Whether they're making money or they're not, it doesn't really matter, because Apple are not loss leading like companies like Meta with their headsets, making them cheap and selling them en masse, really pushing it towards maybe holiday seasons where they can make more money out of selling these types of devices to parents for their children, or just lowering the prices and making them more accessible. Apple aren't really that fussed. They have the money in the bank to not really be too concerned. And realistically, I think that they would much prefer to nurture and mature the ecosystem in Vision OS that they have than be too concerned about sales right now. Because in truth, you have so much that's happening in the background that many people who aren't in the community don't really know. The partnership with Blackmagic Design and their camera is one that is growing. Literally, just before the article from MacRumors came out, they launched at NAB a brand new camera, the Blackmagic Ursa Cine Immersive, that has 100G live stream capability. This is the big game changer for the future of immersive media. Being able to watch live sports, live concerts, and events of any kind at the fidelity that Vision Pro can output is going to be a big draw for people to own one. Because say there's a one-off concert in a place in the world that you can't get to, you could still experience it. You can watch these live events. Like Apple now have the rights in the US to Formula One. There's undoubtedly going to be some immersive content coming. And especially if we can get live streaming of it, that would be amazing. We also know that concerts are sometimes dropped in places that are, again, not so accessible or not very put on very often. And you could be watching that in the UK when it's being broadcast in Japan or broadcast in America. These are all things that I think that are forgotten thoughts in many people that don't use Vision Pro. They just think about the Apple immersive media that's amazing and been pre-recorded, but drip-fed quite slowly. We've got quite a lot of it now, and that is obviously directly from Apple and through their partners that they use to create these incredible stories. But what people forget is that the Blackmagic camera is now openly available to purchase. It's not cheap. It's very expensive, but a lot of people have invested in this system, and Blackmagic are, in partnership with Apple, pushing it at every event now to show this 16K, 90 FPS beast of an immersive stereo 180 camera that, honestly, the amount of media that's going to be coming from it is going to be vast by the time we get to a point that maybe a few years away, let's say late 27 into 28, we'll have a lot of those resources pulled back into Vision's lineup. Because until we see things like these become, let's just say, boring, smart glasses from the likes of Samsung will be coming soon, and other brands, and we're going to see obviously more from Meta as well. There'll be something that's pretty ubiquitous and everybody uses them, and they're not really novel innovations anymore. And at the moment, there's also a little bit of backlash about privacy with these smart glasses with cameras, the Meta Ray-Bans, the Oakley Metas as well. And there's going to be obviously some kind of device that's in the rumor mills that Apple will be bringing to the party as well. Let's just go back to why Vision Pro isn't going anywhere fast. It's going to be here in this version for a while, the M5 one in particular. And we're going to get more and more updates as WWDC 2026 arrives and 27 on how Vision OS is going to be improved. We're going to get more continuous updates to make this device a better, more mature product. There's a lot of developers putting their hard work and time and effort into making more and more apps for the App Store. We've got support with PSVR 2 controllers. We've got support with Logitech's Muse Pen. And we also have so many people really invested in wanting to make incredible, high quality, immersive video media for this device. So remember, these things are not going away. Those are the things that are actually making this product better and more investable. And you can quite easily say it is expensive, it's undeniable. But many tools that do things that you can't do certain tasks with, the cheaper ones, they have less features, they don't have the same offerings as something that has a higher price tag most of the time. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about Vision Pro, and I know that that comes from a love of the space in general. And the one thing that I can turn around and say to you is that the XR space that was here before Vision Pro ever landed had peaks and troughs. It's never been stable, ever. And just because Apple has created a headset, a device that hasn't gathered so much traction as other things, doesn't mean it won't in the future. The investment in it was so huge that if they genuinely thought it was worth not doing, I don't think they would have ever brought it to market. They would have seen the trends of how devices, headsets in general, like VR headsets from other brands, have had this wave, continuous wave of highs and lows. And it's usually because other things come into public's eye line and gather their attention and take them away from it. So we had a wave of AI. That big wave of AI completely exploded literally just after Vision Pro's launch. It definitely drew the attention away from other technologies. But where AI has come in and really exploded, it's allowed things like these devices and such like the Galaxy XR device from Samsung to now start to incorporate more AI capabilities, like being able to look at the world and use vision to ask questions and give you answers, which will be obviously something you'll use in the smart glasses, and Vision Pro and other headsets will have those capabilities as well. The thing is, this tech evolves continuously, but it doesn't always need loads of people working on it every single day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and things can kind of return to a different state of play when the time is right. Vision Pro has so much potential. The Vision lineup has so much potential. The passion for me is not about Apple and what Apple are doing. My passion for me is seeing this become a broader, more utilized part of technology. I want to see it become mass adopted in a way where it's used in the right way and not used in a gimmicky kind of way.
For healthcare from around the world.
You're about to see one of the first live spatial computing surgeries in cataract surgery using Apple Vision Pro. Can you turn down the room lights a little bit?
Yes, the Apple Vision Pro. It allows Dr. Korn to perform a delicate surgery while overlaying a three-dimensional image of the patient's eye from a camera.
Live cataract surgery, the most delicate and precise space in the body.
Something where you can zone out. It's great for your headspace. It's great for your mental well-being to be taken away to a different environment to the one you're in. To be able to watch films and TV in ways that you just can't do anywhere on the move. And just being able to have a device like this that gives you some amazing experiences that you couldn't get to and do yourself through immersive media capture. And that's one of my big personal passions, of capturing stuff in spatial ways, is just stunning. Being able to capture stuff on my iPhone and make them spatialized in Vision Pro as memories is stunning, absolutely amazing, and something worth checking out. Having the ability to interact with people socially when people think these devices are isolating is simply not true. They're not. I've made some amazing friends just from owning a Vision Pro. It's insane. The prospect of actually meeting them in person was even more incentivized because we all have a love for the same things. We love technology. And this is why I actually like Vision Pro as one of my favorite devices pretty much ever. So we kind of finish off this video about the state of tech journalism. Tech journalism has to evolve every day. There are good days and there are bad days. And I genuinely, honestly think that there are some really, really good tech journalists out there that do amazing work. But unfortunately, there are just some that are a bit lazy, or they just don't give the time of day to really use the products long enough to really understand what they're like and what they're doing right now. And is it just purely that because the device doesn't get lots of airtime, because it's not being spoken about so heavily, because we talk about things that maybe didn't quite go right in the initial launch phases for Apple with their training and their delivering of the product, the lackluster perception from the public as it's kind of gone on is only because of the lack of it being in anyone's eye line and the amount of promotion that Apple are doing for it. It's intentional. And so that doesn't mean that it's dead, and it doesn't mean that it's being basically kind of kicked to the curb by Apple anytime soon. And if it does, I'll hold my hands up and say, the tech journalists got it right. Fair enough. Well done. But I don't think they are. We are at the beginning of May. I did have a D-brand giveaway, and I will be doing a YouTube Shorts type of video really soon to announce the winner of that D-brand 16-inch MacBook display skin. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. Also, if you do enjoy videos like this, I do appreciate you hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. It means a lot to me, and it means that I'm doing something right. Also, I have a Patreon. Go and check out my Patreon account. I'll leave all of the information down in the description below. It's really good to have you guys come and join and be part of that and be part of the AVE spatial community. Super, super important to me to grow more and more connections in this tech world. And anyone that's just curious and wants to know more, I'm always open for conversation. And with that, I'll catch you for another video really soon. And I look forward to your comments down below.